Welcome to Breaking Initiative. Don't forget to like and subscribe down below. Also comment. That is great. We are on Apple Podcasts. We are on Spotify. Probably many other places. My name is Brett.
And I'm Rob. This is the show where we break down our own tips and tricks and help you get the most out of your tabletop games. And sometimes we, of course, every once in a blue moon, will play Dungeons and Dragons. This is the show about tabletop games, but I mean, that's just to get extra people that don't play Dungeons and Dragons. We really just mostly play Dungeons and Dragons here.
Rob, there ain't many extra people.
Yeah. Riding the gravy train.
Yeah.
What
are we doing today, Rob?
I am hyper excited about what we're going to do today.
I could hear it in the voice.
I am about to. So this is a setting that's very near and dear to my heart. When I was growing up as a little kid, because me and my brother would play this setting all the time, and we probably didn't play it to its fullest because we were just a bunch of dumb kids. I was only 10 years old, but it was back in second edition. It was really popular. It kept trying to make a resurgence in third and fourth edition, but never really kind of hit that peak that it was at in second edition, and that's the Planescape setting. But most people don't know they think they know what the Planescape setting is, and it's really hard to explain in a few sentences.
Right.
It's sort of taking a lot of the weirder parts of D&D, like the Beastlands and the afterlife, and trying to like quantify it and almost satirize it to the point that it's ridiculous, and it's just a beautiful thing. It's like up there with like some of the other crazier settings out there, but definitely is one of my favorites, and it's one of the ones that's always kind of like woven into the lore. I think that the best way to run it for somebody in 5th edition, though, is to make it very simple. And design a prologue that will allow somebody like yourself, who is not familiar with
heard
the
about it here and there.
setting.
Kind of like what you're talking about. You know, there's things about certain subclasses and certain stories that kind of tap into a little bit of it. Fractions. So yeah, hit me. I'm a new guy.
So I've asked you to make a second level character. We're going to be running eventually, after this prologue, a very popular one from the past, and you'll probably even catch on to what I'm leading into if you're familiar with the setting,
right?
And this adventure.
Yes.
And maybe after we finish.
I was gonna say, Rob, if it's really popular, we got to get the views, buddy. We should have it in the title.
Well, I mean, okay.
I mean,
it was popular.
Just good strategy. That's just business.
A long time ago, it was really popular. It's probably not very popular right now at all. So this is the perfect worst time to do it. But damn it, this is what I want to do, and I'm ready. So this is sort of like a homebrew introduction to Planescape setting, and we're gonna take it off in the Forgotten Realms setting. Is where we're gonna start. Somewhere very familiar to most players, especially I think you. Mm-hmm. At least it's just regular Dungeons and Dragons setting.
Yep.
At least as far as 5th edition is concerned.
Good old fashioned inside of a dragon's lair. Good old fashioned inside of a dungeon.
Yep. Whole economy is depending on adventurers going into old keeps.
Yeah. That's weird.
Yeah. It's pretty weird.
Yeah.
They still use the same form of tinder that they used in the old days. Gold, silver. Anyway.
I feel like Nicolas Cage would be amazing at this.
Why don't you introduce your character before we introduce your character to the setting?
I am Fino Leolin. I am a Eldritch Eladrin elf. Pretty much, I just base it off of I think I want to teleport. I've never had a character that teleported. I'll come up with all my own little wits and weird stuff myself. And I was like,
beautiful backstory.
Yeah. I was like, I think I want to teleport. And I was like, oh, Eladrin, they teleport. They have face step. Done. I'll go with that. and I'm finally doing it because I've been talking about how broken or whatever a rogue is. I am playing a rogue for the first time. For the first time in forever.
Your first time playing a rogue?
I don't think I've ever played a rogue. Like,
right.
Seriously, I've never played a rogue.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, instead of boring everybody with stat rolling and character creation, I asked you to make a second level character.
Yeah.
And you, I was gonna tell you point buy, but you were so excited you like started rolling while recording it and sent me the video while asking me if you could do that.
Right.
And come to think of it, it was really good rolls, and it makes me wonder how many times you recorded it before you sent it to me.
No, you would see it. It was through Polo.
You're right. It was through Marco Polo's.
It was through the Marco Polo.
You have to send it while it's live. So okay. It's legitimate. There's legitimate rolls
really
that
funny.
were really high. I only asked you to bring your lowest score down to a 9.
I actually would say that was probably one of the best times I rolled. And actually, I didn't record this, or I didn't have this down because I wanted to record it. But whenever I first rolled, I was like, oh, I grabbed these new 4 dice. I rolled them. It was like 3 6s and like a 4. And I was like, I feel like that's cheating. I just dropped these down. I'm not going to use this. Should I use this? Do I want to use this? I can't use this. Now I got to ask Rob. But those 4 dice were rolling really hot.
We will check out the weight of those dice another time next time I go to your house. But for now, we're going to keep it.
I actually can't find them. I'm using completely different dice. This was like a couple hours ago. I had them in my other case. I don't know where they're at.
Fino.
Let's go with Fino. Feno. Okay. I was like, I like short names, mainly for writing down initiative.
Okay.
Fino.
The Eladrin Rogue.
Yes.
Level 2.
I feel like it's so basic. Guys, I'm sorry that's so basic.
So, Fino, you have... You grew up on the rough streets of Waterdeep. You've called many places home. None of them were in the shape of a home necessarily, or not many of them at least. But you feel like you've gotten a good idea of how to live a rougher life than most people are used to and survive. However, making a name for yourself in the city of Waterdeep has proven to be very difficult because there's just one thing that Waterdeep has an abundance of is people. Adventurers, people looking to swindle people making money, politicians. There's just a lot of people. And so you came across some information from a... somebody by the name of Duragon has sent you or you've received a sort of pamphlet, like a call for help for adventurers to form a party to go exploring the old Hastarl Ruins. And Hastarl, the ruins of Hastarl are buried beneath the city of Secomber, quite a ways to the east, sort of the gate. It's a village. It's sort of the gateway between the heartlands of the Forgotten Realms, and the Sword Coast area. So it's a nice trading place, right between the mountains and the swamps, and there's plenty of ruins and dungeons and forgotten keeps around there. So typically, this is the kind of place that a lot of adventurers would kind of seek out if they're aimless like you, I suppose. Fino, you... Oh,
speaking of
what's
that,
up?
That's a good choice of words. Are we playing with Tasha's rules? If I don't move, I actually have aim?
No, I like the whole purpose of that one. That rule is to allow you to still get your advantage if you're choosing to be a ranged rogue.
Sure.
So, yes,
and I am.
You can use the aim trait. I didn't actually specify a lot of those. We are using feats. I'm allowing multi-classing. I let you roll your dice, which I never let you do. You had to hold me at dice point for that.
Right. You probably just got rid of 2 or 3 NPCs and my companions. Like, fine, you want to be that strong? It's just you.
Well, I think you'll find, I'm not going to give out too much, but you'll find that Planescape is a little less on the working your way through just bulk strength and more trying to just outsmart the DM constantly.
Oh, gosh. I'm not going to do that, Rob. You suck.
We'll keep it at it.
You set yourself up to play chess. I hate chess. I'm a checkers guy.
We'll see how things go. I'll keep it at a nice little difficulty curve for a while, and then we'll see what happens.
Okay, sounds good.
All right. So, what would you say that is Fenno's mode of transportation that he would choose to roll into a new place?
To roll into a new place,
right.
He would look for a group of just many carts going out, and he would probably sneak onto one,
like a caravan.
Yeah, like a caravan. Especially not that he's like crazy, like a ladies man, but he would definitely sneak onto the one, maybe in the back, hidden, like in the trunk part, for sure. If there was like one that was just all ladies, because just in case if anything went down, he's not like an unattractive fellow.
Right. Well, you're sitting back there, and it looks like it's a there is in fact a caravan that you found leading of traders that kind of stick together to keep themselves safe. They're following the river, the Unicorn River. Unicorn
the river's
Run,
called Unicorn River?
Unicorn Run.
Got it.
Yeah. You kind of have to go south a little bit if you were to go by ship. So there's a road that can take you. It's a little dangerous, and it's a little faster if you don't take a ship south first to go through the river. But you are riding in the back of this caravan, and it looks like it's almost like you've managed to sort of sneak past the stagecoach for this wagon. It's a covered wagon with a just linen tarp, so it's a nicer one actually. And there's just like a bunch of people's things. You can't tell the difference between what's meant to be sold and what's meant to be just some other people's stuff that they're carrying to live with. There's bags. There's a giant turtle shell. There's like an armoire.
Yeah. Any food? Any fruit or any food or anything?
There's some barrels. They're nondescript.
Cool.
But they're just about 6 different barrels. 3 of them on one side, 3 of them on the other side.
I want to look for some sort of food, like an apple or something.
I'm suddenly realizing we're definitely not going to get through the first through the prologue. We're going to go through every minutia of everything. I love it. All right. So as you're okay, I want you to roll a stealth check.
Natural 20. Very first roll. Natural 20 plus a lot, but I literally just rolled a natural 20.
All right, that's very exciting. Hey, let's take it away to the dice cam at Brett's house. Dice cam, show us that 20.
I don't know how to lift this thing up without doing it.
Oh, yes. I'm sorry. Yes, I have to trust you because we're playing remote. Yes.
Yeah, we're playing remote. There's no hey, listen. I'm okay to die. That's my thing. I'm always okay to die.
This adventure is okay for you to die as well. Yes. It's okay with that fact. So, as you're with your bonus, what is it?
It's 27.
I mean,
double proficiency expertise,
it always catches me off guard when a rogue tells me the thing that he's good at and what he rolled.
Right.
Yeah. At level 2. All right. So
yes. It levels out towards the end.
You're sneaking over there, and then as you're going, you hear a grumbling, but it's not from the stagecoach because you hear him sort of coughing at the same time. And you realize the grumbling is coming from this massive turtle shell as 2 arms go out 2 legs. Oh, there's no head sticking out of the shell, but it just stands up as if it's taking a stretch as it stands about 1/3 of your height higher than you are.
In the cart.
In the cart. It's a tall cart.
Got it.
Oh. Don't worry, fellow. We're almost there. The stagecoach says.
Okay. All right. If anything was going to be happening, I want to be maneuvering around his shell. If I was behind him, I don't know how big this thing is.
But there's still no head sticking out of the shell. He just takes his arm, starts scratching the back of his shell.
I'm guessing I have my fruit with me, right?
Whoa.
Okay. I have. Yeah.
I sure am hungry. I suppose I'll wait. And he goes to sit down as you were hiding right behind him. I want you to make a dexterity saving throw.
A natural 8 plus, where's my saving throws? +5. That'll be a 13.
A 13. You narrowly, as he goes and just sits down in this cart, you're able to skirt by without getting sat on, but your shirt is now stuck under the sharp part of his shell, the back of his shell, and the wooden ground of the wooden floor of the wagon, and you can't pull it without like alerting him. So right now you're sitting still, and he hasn't noticed you. And he says, "I can't wait to meet this Duragon and see what he has in store for us."
I crunch my apple right behind. Sir, excuse me.
Apple? His head extends all the way out, and he looks back at you upside down. You now have this upside down turtle head, humanoid head pointing at you.
Right. And I'm like, you're on my shirt. Could you please?
On your shirt?
Yeah, you're on my clothes. You've pinned me down here.
Clothes. Oh, yes, your coat.
Yeah.
And he just kind of like leans over to the side a little bit just to let your shirt out.
Yeah. Just just here to help.
I didn't know that there were anyone else in this cart.
Oh yeah, no, Skinny back in Waterdeep told me to jump in the cart and go help you guys out with the transportation.
Oh, you sword folkians are such strange folk.
Hey, he's like, I'll go help them out. They seem like they got a lot. What's your name again?
My name is never important.
Never important.
Well, in my tongue, it sounds much more impressive. But I prefer to speak in the common tongue when I'm in the, as you say, common lands.
By all means, it is definitely, it's an amazing, it's an amazing name. It fits. It works. It works for you.
Yes, and I hope to get as little attention as I go on my journey to see the world.
Perfect. I'm just here to help as we're heading. Do I know specifically where these carts are heading to?
We're about to be in Secomber any moment.
So I was talking to Rob, but yeah, sure. Yeah. Whatever. Yeah, I was just here to help for the journey.
Yes, these traders go back and forth, but you see, I have another plan in mind. There's a dwarf named Duragon, and I hear he has some scheme to make some money and some coin or something. Well, I'm interested to find out, and I was getting bored of the city.
Wait, you're looking for Duragon?
I am. Are you a friend of his?
Well, I am also in look for him as well.
Okay. Well, I'm not sure how many he's willing to hire for the job that he wants to explore the Hastarl ruins, but if we're both selected, then I suppose I look forward to seeing you.
Yep. Well, you seem tired, unless that's always the way you are. Just you
I'm
can.
quite excited. I was tired a moment ago when I was in my shell, about to go to sleep.
I excited you. Is that what
Takes me a
happened?
few hours to go to sleep sometimes.
Oh, I guess everything's just kind of chill with you, huh?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Did the city seem like too much of a hustle and bustle to you, and you wanted to get out of that, or?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I get
It's
it.
time for the quieter life of exploring dungeons and encountering monsters that might kill me, so that I can afford a life of peace and quiet.
Sure. I see your logic.
Yes.
Not important. You can. Well, I got the cart. If you want to go ahead and sleep, I can make sure we're all good to go.
Well, no sense in trying now. We'll be there in a few minutes.
Okay. Apple?
And his head just it's still, by the way, it's upside down and look at you. He just like extends a little further and grabs the apple.
Yeah, there you go.
That is an apple. And as the cart continues to bounce and approaches some sort of rockier terrain, as it's getting closer to the mountains that are to the north of Secomber, you see the city approaching. I want you to make a history check.
Got it. Natural 13 plus 4, 17.
17. Well, sir, prepare yourself for an exposition dump. No. Give me 1 second. I'm pulling up. I gotta pull up a little extra information.
17. Let me pull out my book.
I'm gonna begin at chapter 1. Secomber, was it? No.
Secomber for Dummies 101.
Oh, good. 17 was one of the DCs.
Okay.
All right. So Secomber is populated with humans, halflings equally, though a band of dwarves from Lork is said to live here as well. The town contains a number of colorful gardens that it's known for. It's popular stop between Waterdeep and Lork. Lork's a mining town. There's a trail that's been blocked off to Secomber's north that leads to Uluvin, which used to be some sort of farming city until it became overrun with undead. You know, the common sort of thing you find in the Forgotten Realms. Common professions are farmers, fishers, stone cutters. It really is the simpler life. People come through here to spend coins at the tavern. It's right between the high forest and the high moors. You know, the swamps and the mountains, which are right where the one of the capitals of the elvish world in the Forgotten Realms. With grandfather tree and things like that you would probably be aware of. Now, Secomber is ruled by a ranger named Traskar Salarn, who is a short, wiry, yet very regal and good-natured man. He's got scars. He's known for just having a bunch of scars all over his face. He's actually very famous. He's taken part in a lot of famous battles throughout history, but mostly he's known for just being a just ruler of this village to keep the peace. He has the best interest of the townsfolk at heart. The city is really run by the rods of justice. It's sort of a democracy. They elect them every 4 years. These 6 individuals to just sort of based on, what they like and blah, blah, blah. None of this stuff has really ever been too important to you, but you happen to have heard a lot about this city before you came here. You need to look up some information, but most importantly,
yes,
there is a in the year of 103 DR, there was the Stag King who established this great city here that eventually became known as Atalantar, and this was really Hastarl, the capital of Atalantar's this ancient kingdom. really the most important takeaway from that is there's just a ridiculous amount of ruins that this place is known for having.
Okay.
Traskar is known for, and the government here is known for keeping people at bay, from being able to just take whatever they want. You have to pay them a little bit of what you find there because
Got it.
he owns it.
Right. Okay.
And you're coming through and through the main passageway at the north of town.
Okay.
You're coming into a big square where there's a the coach driver. He says, "Oh, this is a little strange. It looks like this place isn't really popping like it usually is." We will see what happens. We're supposed to meet him. Where was it? Do you happen to have that flyer still?
Yes. Yes, I do. And I pull out the flyer.
On the flyer, it says to meet at the 7-Stringed Harp Tavern, which is in Secomber.
All right. We are to meet, my friend, to the 7-String Hot Tavern.
Oh. Yes. All right. All these buildings look the same. I suppose I'll just follow you.
Well, I have a question. To say anything happened to us would be happening, because I know a lot of people are thinking about this. But that's metagaming. But for me, myself, what would you do to, I don't know, help protect yourself besides just going in your shell? If you ever had to play a little bit of offense.
I don't understand.
Ignore the question. Let's keep going. The tavern. I never asked you anything. So, yeah, I want to, I guess, ask around for the, how do I get to the 7-String Tavern? Unless if there's like a blatantly gigantic sign that says right here. And I'm like, okay.
Actually, as you're pulling through and you ask the first person, it's just this woman in this white gown. And she's got like this big fancy hat on. And, and she just looks at you and she just kind of goes. And she points. And you see this large hitching post out front of like this this sort of giant but jumbled up, crooked looking building. And there's a giant glowing intangible harp that floats above this this hitching post. Right. Yeah, she just without a word points there.
I grab her hand and I kiss it. I'm like, my lady, you are a lifesaver. Thank you. And then I just wander off.
I want you to make a charisma check.
19.
19.
I rolled really good. Prego. All right, let's go.
He says, "Oh, all right, we're gonna be stopping here. Just if you're staying here, stay. If not, I'm leaving in 2 days after I restock." He's just kind of like, they're kind of made a circle in the middle of like this very large open area, sort of like a bazaar. People are starting to like kind of look, and some people are starting to engage in merchantry. They're just they're selling stuff.
Got it. Yeah. Oh, sounds good. 2 days. Done.
Stepping out of the wagon, you just look around and you see that it's sort of built on like a sort of a mountain, like a hilly kind of side. It's closed in on the north side by 2 mountains. And there's a river that runs just south of the village. You kind of have a good glimpse at all of it from this entryway. There's buildings that are kind of built up on the hills. It looks like there's paths that go down closer to the harbor and then back up the hill as well. There's a lot of hustle and bustle. You see like probably the top of a temple, what's probably a temple, and also the tops of things that look like Maybe they belong to something very ancient,
Mm.
just like ruins mixed in with bits of just common folk
So it's
houses.
decent amount of like actually like modern city mixed with ruins. Is that kind of like what you're saying?
Yeah, like almost like if you could imagine like an old rundown castle wall, kind of every once in a while sticking up out
Yeah.
of the ground.
Sure.
Um,
Got it.
yeah.
Yep.
Now, I think that's it right there on account of the harp.
You have a keen eye, my friend. Also, the fine young lady sent us this way as well.
Oh, I didn't know that was a lady. I still have a little trouble distinguishing the difference for you humanoid folk.
Maybe she wasn't. I don't know.
And he starts walking, lumbering in that direction of the
Yeah.
harp.
Yeah,
do you wanna-
I'll be ahead of him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Easily.
What was his
Easily you're
name
ahead of him.
again? Not
It's
important.
never important.
Never important.
Never important.
Never important. Got it. Never important. Okay. I will I'll lead the way looking for our friend. We are looking for Duragon. Correct?
Very good.
Yes.
You are a note taker, sir. I can
Well,
tell.
I'm trying to.
So as you approach, there's like just a short little gate that looks like it's actually kind of run down. But
Yeah.
as you get closer, you hear like it sounds like some music playing from the inside.
Oh, that's my kind of place.